Alright, does anyone wish to do a recap of session 118?
Lenza likes somebody.
True.
I should have called this. I should have called the session that.
Well, let's see. I think we went back to. What do we do?
Yes, we returned to town. Minerva was blind. We went to the temple. We returned the mace.
Yep.
We talked to Kindly Ollery. While we were with Kindly Ollery, we ran into
Jadora.
who said that the Knights Vigilant were, were dumb.
A bunch of hoarders.
And yeah, they went around things the wrong way, and those items would be better used in our hands than inside
A tomb.
catacombs. So we returned to the chapel. We raided the gear. We took a bunch of stuff, including many cool items. We swapped gear around a little bit. And we've still got like a bunch of other gear that we haven't identified and stuff, but there is a party on tonight. Before that happened, Sean healed a bunch of people and stuff like that. We tried out some of the potions. Somebody got poisoned. He cured it. We couldn't remove the blindness without something. Remove curse, maybe? But luckily, Kindly Ollery had some of those on hand, so we used those.
That was the affected. That was for Hypatia and Vash.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
yes.
we
I
had
picked
other
them
random
up.
curses.
It was
But we
disease.
might not be able to heal.
Remove disease.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah, he could get rid of my blindness. Okay, good. And I think that is sort of what we did. I mean, we also went to the bar and talked to Willowbroad. We
Apparently,
arrested.
apparently, drinks may or may not have been paid for by Varda, which is an interesting turn.
Yeah. No, makes sense. She
And
would
so
have had
far,
to
they're
do
not
it if we
poisoned.
didn't do it. Yeah. I think she was just glad that she didn't have to go in there.
True. Maybe she just gave us half the poison.
It'd been nice if she had helped us, though. But yes, although would we have trusted Vada at our back? Probably not. Yeah. I think that's
Cool.
about it.
Yep. Cool. So it is late in the afternoon. You do have the party on tonight, the banquet, which is supposed to be. If I pull up the map, take you all. Guys, here you guys at. Chuck you on Sunburton. It is supposed to be held here, in that square.
Oh. Oh, okay. It's going to be in the open.
Mm-hmm. Near the Castellane Manor.
Oh, that makes it
I
easier.
mean, they're not going to invite the
Locating.
peasants inside.
Interesting.
So it's
Correct.
it's probably about 4 p.m. ish. You have all gathered, I believe, at the Sly Wink. That was where we kind of finished up.
Left off, yeah.
So you're here. And whilst you are mingling in the common room of the Sly Wink, a young boy, maybe about 9, 10 at a pinch, will walk in to the bar, look around, and spy you, And then, in as big a voice as he can muster, "Lords and ladies, I have gifts for you outside."
Ooh.
What us?
Yes,
Yes.
you are. And he will scratch his head a bit as though trying to recall something. The lords, Hypatia, Minerva, Jaquan, Norban, Barsh, Sean. I think that's it, isn't it?
It is now.
Oh, and Lenza.
Oh,
Linda will roll her eyes.
I have gifts outside for you.
Well, I hope they're not of the. Well, I guess if they're thugs with knives, they must be of the upmarket variety.
Okay. Let's not terrify the poor lad.
well,
And,
Norman's dead, so can we
You wanna know if you
bring
can
a
get his
plus
gift?
one?
Oh, yeah. They don't know what Norman looks like. We'll just bring.
Oh yeah, okay.
They're,
Wow.
they're just short people. They're
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's.
You could say that they are short on details.
Oh,
That's right.
oh,
Norman had much better facial hair.
wow.
Oh man.
He
That might be
will-
told already.
He will flourish a bow as best he can. Obviously, he has only performed this by watching other people. And he will motion outside with his right hand.
Minerva heads outside.
As you go outside, he will hold his left hand up in a gesture, clearly wanting a coin.
All right. I think.
What do I have on me? Let me see if I have money. I will give him a gold piece.
He looks at the gold
Oh,
piece.
Wow.
His eyes brighten.
Damn.
His face
Yeah.
beams.
I didn't carry anything of lesser value.
He pockets
So-
it, and very
Uh-huh.
quickly, and like, thank you. And will motion you hastily outside.
This is
Let's
where
put it all at once.
reputation, lads.
Is anyone not going outside?
Lenza will. Lenza's name didn't get called, so she's gonna stay inside and probably look out a window to see what happens.
Okay. There is a carriage outside, and or it's more like a wagon that's been turned into a carriage, or a carriage that's been turned into a wagon. Either way, it is large and it is ostentatious. It has purple drapes across windows. It has a large, high, rounded rooftop upon which sits a man in outlandish garb, a feather in his hat, and he's smoking on a long-stemmed pipe. Ah, welcome. Your gifts are inside. One for each of you. You can read, can't you? Because there are names upon them. I don't have all day. Hurry up.
Okay.
Well, I actually can't read.
Well,
Someone needs to help me.
Who
depends
is
on the language, but yeah.
If it seems to trade tongue, and I think pretty much everything except for should be able to read.
I hope it's in old law.
Hilarious.
Does someone
All
want
right.
to ask who these are from?
They'll be from Lord Casterlane.
Will they? This sounds this very which looks like what's something that what's her name would put up.
Big question: is there any code? Is there the Castellane coat of arms anywhere on the wagon?
No.
I get in the wagon.
There are boxes.
Does one of them have Minerva written on it?
It does, in a flourishing script.
Yeah, this seems like fucking Horatio's.
Fantastic.
Oh, you mean Mr.
Horino.
Doyle.
So you're not Horatio.
Yeah, sorry.
I asked the driver, for whom do we have the pleasure of these gifts from?
I hope it's the trading house.
Oh, I don't know who commissioned them, but there's one for each of you. I do have other things I need to attend to, so if you can take the parcel that belongs to you, assuming it does belong to you, you are the aforementioned people that my young colleague here read out inside, are you not?
Mm-hmm.
Then by all means,
We are.
take your parcel.
Yes,
He
I
looks
pick up
you
Alright.
my
he
box.
looks you up and down, but mostly down. He's the long bridge of his nose. He has a disdainful look upon his face.
I would like to use my
Fireball spell.
background. No. I would like to use my background for the first time to show him what an actual looking down your nose is like. I'd like to use
Ooh.
my
He
courtier
he
knowledge.
is put in his place.
Are all the boxes the same size?
Roughly.
Yeah, of course you'd be worried about
Huh.
that.
Alright, let's distribute. We'll get the boxes out.
Yeah, I
And
tap
then
on
fill
the
their
one
name
that's
tags.
for Vash, and I'm like, this one.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I'll grab that one. Otherwise, I would have taken the biggest one.
Okay, so
So that's what my
who is
name
not
looks like.
who is not taking a box, or who is taking more than one box?
Look, Lenza certainly isn't coming out to grab her, so if anybody wants to do that, that'd be great.
Yeah,
Or leave
I'll
it in there,
take
that's
lenses.
fine.
Nah.
Okay, and we'll assume that Jaquan and Sean can take theirs also. All right,
Mhm.
everyone gets a box. When
But the
the
Jingles just take Norbin's.
Yeah, I think Jingles will kind of
Yeah,
check with
definitely.
the team, kind of see if
he's
anyone notices, and
he's now Jorben. He's so high he thinks he's Norben.
the smoke looks like that fancy mustache that Norman has.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the boxes are reasonably light, firm to the touch, but light. They're tied with a bow and a string. When the driver is content that the boxes have been retrieved, the young boy will jump in the back, close the doors, and the driver will look you up and down with one last downward glance of his nose, avoiding Minerva this time, and then turn and drive his cart / wagon / carriage off.
Mm.
Well,
If
it's
only I had
different.
time to run over to the orphanage, but keep getting
Alright,
moved over
well.
the box.
I guess I'll open mine, see what happens.
Do you
Okay.
want to like do it at a distance?
Yeah.
We do
Actually,
it
good
more,
point.
somewhere more private, maybe?
At least in the alley.
Well, you had started to open. Are you stopping opening it?
Yeah, I
When
thought
asked
that.
about doing it from a distance?
Yes. Yes, I
I think
realized.
it's a parcel bomb. What is this?
I mean, yeah. The
What is
last time Minerva opened a box, it exploded
Mm-hmm.
twice.
I'm
Yeah.
not the kind of DM who would try and trick you with the same ploy more than once.
Oh, it wasn't you. I stole off my other character, and then he had a bunch of exploding boxes.
That doesn't matter. I would absolutely.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, I'm gonna put my box there. I'll go find a deserted alley because that sounds nice and savory, but also less collateral damage.
Cool.
And then maybe someone who has some
We're going
thieves skills
here.
can have a look at it.
Okay. So upon the box there is an insignia. You do not recognize it off the top of your head.
Dang.
Hmm.
So it's not Quells, it's not the trading house, and it's not
Upland.
the old Castellane crest.
Nope.
Okay.
All right.
Do we know what the Knights Vigilant crest is? Knights
Yes,
Chivalry crest.
you do.
Yeah,
You have
okay,
seen it
great.
before, and it.
We just looted a whole fucking tomb.
Yeah, I was just making sure. Okay, cool.
I'm sure
Yeah.
that was probably plastered around a lot of places in there.
I'm sure. I'll check to see if there are traps, if possible.
Sure. Make
Okay.
make a roll.
It's 65 when I'm unarmed. 44.
You are
Success.
adamant there is no traps upon this box, but
Cool.
the knot and bow are particularly well tied. They will come undone with a simple tug, but they are elegant. It is a flourish. It is done by a master.
I tie some twine to them, walk down the alley like 20 feet,
Mhm.
and then pull on the twine.
Okay,
Nice.
it comes undone.
Then I walk over and flip open the box.
Okay, I will whisper to you what you see.
Whose box are we opening?
Mine.
Yeah,
Cool.
Hypatia's.
Damn, you beat me to it.
It was Hypatia's, correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's correct. Nice. Yeah, some fancy clothes for you, Hypatia.
Oh,
They really picked your color. You are definitely a winter.
interesting. Well, I better get. I hope I don't have to use it in battle then, or something. I don't know. I'll go wander over and have a look.
Okay, it is a, it is a dress. Uh, people might tell you it's a beautiful dress. It looks all right. You don't have an eye for that kind of thing though, but it looks quite fancy.
It's pretty good.
All right. I guess I'll.
It also has a small hat in it, an elegant looking hat, fancy hat. Again, you're not really too sure about how good it is, but someone with a better eye could probably tell you.
We will have to
Cool.
do up your hair to wear a hat like that.
Well, like that is that bit interesting, but sure, let's go with it. It'll be a new experience for me. Also, just also sort of look at my sort of generally lifeless matted
Yeah.
matted hair.
Helmet hair.
Yeah,
There's
helmet
something
hair and
there is
connate
some
hair.
there is something else that you notice as you are looking at it or having a closer inspection. Underneath it, there seems to be a small pouch.
Oh, let's have a look at the patch.
It is full of scented salts.
What are they trying to say here? Come on, it's been
just-
at least a fortnight. I've made this fortnight.
That's what everybody in the upper crust does. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, it's better than hiding a smallpox scars, right?
In the big city, they actually carry sensors that they light.
Oh wow, that's some serious coin. I would take some serious coin.
It's just the stench there is so bad.
Oh, I think I need to find a bathhouse. I need to find a barber. I would say a barber, but barber. I don't need surgery.
Cool.
All right, I guess we should.
Open the
Open
rest of
the
the
rest of
boxes.
them.
Yep.
Yeah.
They all have clothes of, and Minerva can tell you, since she will be able to have the eye for it, what would be classified as incredibly high-end fashion. It is elegant, it is beautiful, it is at times dainty. The women all have dresses and some hats, and the men all have what would be considered, dress suits.
I would assume Jingles cannot fit into Norbin's size clothes in this case.
They do appear to be a slightly improper fit. Everybody else's, if you ever try them on, will find that they are a perfect fit, as though you actually stood for measurements. But Norbin, he is a gnome, whereas Jingles, Norbin was a halfling, whereas Jingles is a gnome. So there is a slight body shape difference, but it will be okay. He will be able to fit it. It'll just look a little bit comical.
Okay. Well,
Also, you might want to change your name so that you don't appear as Norbin down the bottom.
oh, good point.
So just to clarify, Lenza got a dress.
Correct. And it's
Cool.
it is one of elven fashion. Minerva's is also of elven fashion.
Oh, no bussets and hoop skirts for us.
Oof.
Not that I know what the
Who-
elven fashion is.
Who would give this to us? Like seriously.
Well, more the problem is, who the fuck found out our measurements? I'm a little more concerned about that.
They
It
could have got
touched
them
us
from the
at night.
armorer. For you.
True, but you know, I don't.
How did they get
I'm not-
mine?
I mean, you probably know them know more than me, man. But isn't you have different measurements for arm than you would for like these dress things?
Absolutely, armor and dresses will have vastly different measurements.
Mm-hmm.
And yet here we are.
Yeah, but a consummate professional kind of watched you taking sort of vague measurements.
This is
Got a
also
pretty good
correct.
idea. They'll be okay. This won't be some regular person who's put these together.
True. Which
It would have taken at least a week per set of clothes to make, according you would believe Minerva.
Ooh. Okay. They've been preparing these for a while.
that's
Uh-huh.
even more interesting.
Is there no indication of who sent this to us?
Well, that means that it's
Each of the boxes had the same insignia on it.
it's not Lashonara's.
Correct. It is not
Signature?
No,
Lashonara's.
Okay,
we
cool.
said we don't know it. So
It looks like
we're
it looks to
going
be
with it.
a business insignia. None of you probably have dealt with it, at least not in recent memory,
Okay.
or come across it. So I'll tell you what, Minerva.
Yeah, what would we know about fancy clothes?
Well, it's more along the lines of what you may have encountered. Make a make a wisdom check for me, please,
Sure. Yeah, I can do that.
or an intelligence, either or. You can choose.
Aw. Okay. No, it's funnier if it's wisdom. How do I do that again? I can just roll a d20, but I want to roll against it because it's funnier.
All right. So what you
No,
want to do then is you
I'll
want.
just roll.
I was
Oh,
going to
okay.
say,
Yeah.
if you use that, select your token, and then you should be able to find on the right-hand side in stats and skills ability check.
Skills, ability check. Submit. I believe. No modifier. Ah, I failed.
Sure.
And I was like, it's on the tip of my tongue. Wonder
And
if
then
it's the
yeah, you almost got it. You almost got it. And then
it's got to be the Scriveners, guys.
also
gotta be.
each of the boxes did also include a satchel or a small pouch full of scented salts.
Scented salts.
And that's probably what distracted Minerva.
Mm. Okay. Well, I don't think that they're from Rare-san, so I think we're good.
True, that'd be concerning.
They're
I don't think
definitely
do you
out
think
of
he'd be
fashion
into that?
if it was Rare-san's.
And also, I'd expect the scented salt to explode in contact with water or something.
That's pretty cool. Okay, so we are going to. What time's the party starting compared to what time it is now?
So it is just after 4. The party will probably start about 6.
Okay, we've got a couple of hours now. We need to go to a private place and talk about some stuff. So we should head to the church, make a game plan. Also, we've got to leave all our junk behind, so somewhere safe for all of that to be locked up
So,
and hidden.
the church.
Yeah, the church. Yeah, so let's head over to the church.
You can leave it with me because
No,
I
we
am
just
not.
leave it with Kruber and Sean.
I am not getting dressed up for some
You don't-
fancy
You
noble's
don't have
wishes.
to get dressed up.
I'm
Lenza.
not going either.
Okay, yep, that's good. We'll talk about it when we get to the church. Let's go. Minerva walks off, heading towards the church with some boxes.
Sure. I pick.
Alright.
Yeah, I get the rest of the boxes and the
Pious
other
Way,
stuff.
Pious Way is particularly busy today, or at this point in time, in the afternoon.
Oh.
People are going to the temples.
Oh.
We need to buy a house.
Yeah.
With
I
what?
could rent one. I could rent a townhouse.
We didn't find money. All right. Well, if we can sneak into like a back room in the temple, that's where Minerva's going to
Well,
try to
they're
get
going
to.
to the main temples. The small temple where Kindly is does have a private room where you can easily use.
Excellent. All right. What I was thinking, Lenza, was obviously you don't want to attend a party, and we don't want you to attend the party. No offense. But that doesn't mean that you can't be party adjacent, like in this tree, or in this tree,
This
or
is
this one, or
this
maybe
just
this one.
this just seems like a trap. Maybe not a
And that's why we
physical
need
one,
you to be
but a
covering us.
political one.
Actually, this would be a good spot for you here. You cover us as we escape back to the mansion.
I mean,
If some shenanigans happen.
As
And
I
this
say,
way,
are you entertaining the idea of going for a
Halfway.
walk and redistributing things?
no.
That's good. That's
now I
probably
am.
not.
I mean, no, I'm not. I'm not entertaining that. Not out loud, anyway. But I think it would be good for us to have someone posted up who's got a bunch of our gear. You know, in case stuff happens, we can run over and collect some of our gear. Maybe get back into the fight. And the other thing we can do is I could put 4 medium weapons into a backpack and make it invisible.
Oh, this
And then we could
is.
Do
I
then
can
we
you
get
could
along
have
with this.
then we could have
do you
like
think there's going to be an attack?
no, I don't think there's going to be an attack, but only a fool doesn't prepare. Oh wait,
I
that would
mean,
be me.
this is making a horrifying amount of sense in some ways.
Look, let's just hope nothing bad happens. But I mean, is there a reason that we shouldn't have, you know, Lenza watching over us in case
Well,
something does happen? Do you have prior engagements, Lenza? Do you have something better to do?
No,
you
but
good at being sneaky.
I don't think we should go to this at all. But
You, do
Sometimes
you want
we've
to
got to.
earn some money? Like this is you got to make a name with the lords if you want to get better contracts, right?
Look, in my experience, sometimes a bit of patronage can be profitable. Unfortunately,
That's fair.
patronage requires talking to said patrons. So,
Mhm.
yeah, it's no free lunch.
And we won't be completely defenseless. Like I said, we can bring 4 medium weapons in a backpack. And nobody else there is going to be armed and armored except for like the guards and stuff.
And then we can just punch out the guards.
Did what was in Varsha's box? Was there like
A dress.
there's
Ew.
Oh,
interesting. Okay.
that's a
Um,
choice.
Hmm.
Who? Someone clearly who wasn't. I mean, but they know about enough of us about us to bloody have our measurement. Surely they know. What style of dress is it?
Human. but high end is the kind of thing you would expect to see on a person of noble stature. At least
And
that's
it
what
comes with a
Minerva can tell you.
hat?
There is a small little hat, yes.
Oh, that's
A
the most important part.
a dress hat. Yep.
Are these like pleated skirts or hoop skirts or bussets or trains? What are we talking about dress wise?
Well, let's give European equivalent era.
Yeah, so you're looking at something that you would expect to wear to a banquet / ball. They don't train very long, but they do sweep the ground slightly. For the most part, they are probably pleated, but with a bit of a billow, a fine cut to the hip, and slightly off the shoulder.
Okay, so they've got the wide hips going on, pleated. Okay, and a bit of a train, but not a real train.
No.
Okay, I like it. I mean,
And the colors that they have chosen seem to be perfectly matched for the individual's hair color and eye color.
yeah, you can like a big ass skirt like that. If you want, you can probably just have a dagger underneath it anyway.
That's the plan.
Well, you would know that it's, the men especially could wear a side blade, so it wouldn't be unusual for them to wear anything from a medium blade down.
Yeah.
So I could walk. Well, apart from me whole having a dressing, I could actually legitimately walk around my longsword.
Well,
my arming
That's a
sword.
big. Oh yes, your arming sword. Yeah.
yes, you could. It would look unusual on a female in a dress. The men less so, since it would be more considered to be a lot of the nobles, they wear them as part of like their dress. Even if they don't know how to use a sword, they might have a small sword or a rapier or an arming sword or even just a dagger of some description at the belt, because it makes them look important and powerful. Wearing an arming sword at the side of a dress does look weird. Doesn't mean that it has not been done before.
I mean, whether well, let's let. I will. I'll bring my arming sword because one, it's kind of funny.
Okay. I mean, I guess it won't count against you. Actually, we do want them to know.
Yeah.
What we are.
I mean, we are sort of the Titan killers, so we can lean into that. That's fine.
Yeah. The problem is, it's gonna like.
I mean, that is also tempting.
Yeah, it's still gonna crimp your dress a bit.
Yeah. Well, it's either that or I could bring my dirt.
If you wear it like Diana did in that, it's going to be clenched between your buttocks. There's no.
Let's do
Yeah.
it.
Marsh has some strong cheeks.
I mean, it's hard enough to take your potions within this dress already. Come on.
So let's put it this way as well. Hypatia has a strength of 18 and Vash has a strength of 20. You are not dainty ladies.
Nope.
Not by any stretch.
If I flex, would I just burst out of the dress?
The dress seems to be
Tailor-made.
perfectly
Nice.
tailored to you. You are not going to burst it.
Wow.
The seams shall remain strong.
That's a good quality.
It is extremely good quality.
What weapon does I'm sorry, what's your name again? Not Norbin?
Jingles.
Jingle.
Have you got a sickle or something?
What type of weapon do you use?
I do have a
Jingles?
broadsword and the crankbow.
So a broadsword for a gnome is a two-handed weapon.
Yeah.
It would be like carrying a longsword or a Zweihander almost.
Mhm.
It's a big old weapon.
Would anybody care, like, if there's like a gnome, a gnome with like a big weapon? Because it's still a small weapon, right? I
Look,
mean, like, it's still.
It's not that they're going to care. It's just that it will be peculiar. But
Oh, okay, yeah, true.
yeah, it'll be a talking point. It's like, well, look at that gnome over there. What the hell? First of all, he's wearing ill-fitting clothing, and second of all, he's strutting around with a giant giant sword sticking off of his back. Compensating much?
Yeah, I like that. That's gonna be funny. That's good. That you'll help us stand out a little bit. I don't mind that. Because we want them to start talking about us. We need. Okay, so we've got three ladies
Mm-hmm.
who are going to be the strongest people attending. All right, cool. I have 4 pink opals. Do you reckon we can wear an opal each just to sort of show that we're a group?
Well, how many people are actually coming? I guess. Yeah. I suppose we could.
Jaquan is
bringing them.
going.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
one's not going to wear an opal.
No, but he's going to get the free booze.
Oh, oh, that's good. That means he can carry a weapon, so he could potentially carry.
I believe
Uh,
Jaquan has an arming sword. I believe. I think so. Let me
Oh,
just have a
nice.
look. I don't think
We
he
do
uses
have
it
that
very
other
often.
+1. We do have that other +1 arming sword hanging about. I'm not sure exactly what happened to that though.
It might be on the wagon, or I might have given it to
He does
what's
not
the
have
other
an
one?
arming sword, at least not on his character sheet. But you know, he could easily wear one belted at his side. He is, after all, a level 6 fighter. He knows how to use one.
There's an iron staff +1 on the cart, not
Mm.
a +1 arming sword that I have seen. We do have a magical rapier that we don't know what it does. He could just
Well,
give that a go.
He could.
I've,
It has a swept hilt. It looks pretty fancy.
Yeah, I mean, he jumped you into a river one time, and he didn't heal my character one time, and he got killed by a magic missile. So I feel like if we give him a cursed magical weapon, even Stevens. I think Kruber takes the rapier.
He doesn't
And what
care.
to actually wear it for the.
Yeah, to wear it for the feast.
It looks reasonably fancy. This is the rapier that you got from.
Yes, yeah,
Gans-
no, I'm
Yep.
aware of which rapier it is,
It's
but like,
it's.
I don't.
I mean,
Will
it's
they
not.
allow weapons?
Have you not been listening? Yes.
They allow just sidearms.
Yep. That is common occurrence. Again, because men especially will wear them. Nobles, lords, people of lower end royalty will often wear a blade because it makes them look powerful and important.
And I think we
Military
understand
officers,
that you have
etc.
to
Yeah.
defend it and stuff. Okay, so bring our sidearms. I'll bring my sidearms. So yeah, everybody take like their sidearms. Do we want anything in an invisible backpack?
can you fit a shield in there?
I feel like that's
You
Probably a
cannot
bit big.
fit a
Light
shield
shield's
in
probably
there,
a bit big.
but
that
you
would
could
be.
fill it with munitions.
Yeah. I
how
mean,
how are you going to like carry it?
I just wear it. It's invisible.
It
Yeah,
will displace your clothes and look odd.
yeah.
That's true.
Like it's a backpack isn't a small thing is the issue. Like it'd be it's obvious that you're
Look,
Yeah,
carrying
that's
something.
true.
yeah.
I mean,
I
if you're gonna give it to anybody, give it to me, right?
Yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah. I mean, you can just be hiding. Although I guess if you're there hiding, but you don't seem to have anything like crazy on you, it's not too big a problem anyway. Although you may as well just carry some of that stuff.
Yeah, that's gonna be an issue.
Yeah, indeed, isn't it? Yeah.
well.
Or
You
the other
could
thing we can do, you know what? Don't even worry about that. We just leave our gear at the temple. Okay, we'll leave our gear here. We're going to hide it, sort of, and then I'll make it invisible where it is. So we'll put like a, wrap it up in like a big blanket or something, carpet,
In a
one of these
sack,
sacks,
something.
and then we'll make it invisible. Just all the magical stuff, so that if
Yeah.
people steal stuff, they can't steal our magic stuff.
Maybe not maybe not carpet. I don't know. Flashbacks, man.
I mean, we've got a bunch of guards anyway. It's not like our guards aren't here to guard our stuff.
Yeah.
You do have your 2 dwarves.
Yep.
You have, your mercenaries are off doing mercenary things. They're not your guards. You got
Yeah.
them to do a specific thing, and unless you actually ask them to stand
Hang
guard,
around.
then they won't.
No, that's fine. They
I'm
can
pretty
be
sure we
off in the city.
we hired them for the trip we had, and then that was it, right?
No, we've got them for
They're
a
on.
whole month.
You've got them on retainer.
Yeah.
Okay. But they're probably not following us around town unless we
Correct.
actually go and seek
No.
them out.
Correct.
No. Having a armed band of people like meandering around town probably just gets you questioned repeatedly.
Bit
Mhm.
awkward. I
Um,
mean, especially considering that there was a bunch of mercs at camp outside for a good couple of months there.
and then I won't bother making it visible. We'll just have the guards taking care of it.
I mean, are we? Are you sure about that?
What?
How much are we paying them versus how much all this crap is worth?
They're loyal Stonekin. We know who they are.
You're talking about
They'd
Jaw and Thadar?
They'd
Yeah.
become exiled from the Dwarven homes.
Oh, you're talking about Jorah and Theta, not the
Yeah.
random bunch
Yeah,
of
yeah.
mercenaries.
No, we don't want the random.
Jorah
Right.
and Theta. We've had them
Cool.
for ages. They're like,
Yeah, they're
Yes.
solid.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about
we've paid them quite a lot of money for the time.
Yeah.
They've been living large.
I mean,
Yeah,
you're
I
not
mean,
wrong that they could steal all this stuff, but they've also seen everything we've killed, and they'd probably be like, "Yeah, that's not a great career move."
Yeah,
You
and
know what
they had a really easy job. We were in the bloody inverted tower. It's basically, well, it sells bad, but we're kind of just sitting around here.
Yeah, not a very good career move. It reminds me of The Dark Knight when, the guy tries to blackmail Lucius
Yeah.
Fox. You're saying your
Yeah.
boss, who you think is the most richest man in the world, is secretly a vigilante who beats people up with these bare fists at night, and you want to blackmail him? Good luck with that.
Good luck with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, no, I thought you were talking about like the bunch of mercenaries we
No,
hired
no,
just
no.
for the trip.
No.
Yeah, because I think leaving all our cool stuff with them would be a bad idea.
Agreed.
Cool.
Most
that's right.
definitely.
Just the 2 elite dwarven fighters that we have.
Elite.
They are
They've been-
elite.
They've been sitting around their asses for like a year doing nothing.
Hey, they got a pretty good stat block. I'm just saying.
That's how dwarves get elite.
True.
Yeah,
True.
true. Right. Cool. Awesome.
Okay. We won't take any of that stuff. We're all good. I think we've got all our gear. Unless we want to hide some stuff around the area or, post another person up or something like that. I guess we're all going to the party. Will Sean be going to the party, or is he going to stay
I
at
would
the
assume so.
temple?
Sean will go to the party as an NPC.
Sean's gonna-
Yep.
Okay, cool.
So all 6 of you then.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. In case stuff goes down, we need to be there.
That's right. We can see.
I'm going to take my brand new swords. Sword and main gaunch. I'll look like a regular jewelist dandy, except, in a dress. In a beautiful whalebone corset. I wonder what elven fashion would. Anyway.
All right. So you can each take a sidearm of a type.
Yep.
Yes.
And you have given Jaquan the cursed rapier. I mean, just the rapier.
That's right.
Well,
Cursed
if
rapier.
he really doesn't want a cursed rapier, I've got a vanilla army
Look,
sword hanging
it was-
around.
We got it from the tomb of the Knights Vigilant. I'm pretty sure it was cursed. They probably would have.
That was actually, I think,
That was in the
actually on
pile.
one of those adventurers.
It was in the pile of gear from the adventurers.
Oh right, okay, cool. Never mind then. Ignore me.
I mean, possibly still cursed, but not particularly.
It looks nice. It looks like it's a reasonably elegant sword, but it is not. It's not like the sword made by Inigo's father. It's not that good. It's still a nice sword.
Everybody take a grenade stone and put it in your pouch with the potpourri.
A what?
A grenade stone. If you throw it at the ground, it makes a lot of noise.
Oh, like a thunderstone for.
Yeah, except it's more like me just screaming. But yes.
Okay.
So it screams 25 times after it hits the ground. So yeah.
Horrible.
That's pretty horrible.
Yes, it
Much as
is.
pranked the banquet.
Oh no.
Roaring
Uh,
party anyway.
Yeah. I mean, you can have a different one if you want. I also have crybaby stones, which sort of scream out that there's to help. Help me. Stuff like that. I'm over here. But yeah. Everyone should take a grenade stone. It's worth it.
Sure.
Alright.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you have your dresses, hats, and you also have your little bath salt bags.
I'll do people's hairs up to
But,
match the style.
Oh, I was gonna say, maybe we could find a bathhouse.
Vash, don't eat the salt.
Is there a
Oh.
bathhouse in town? This isn't like Rome.
There's no bathhouses, but you can find, the tavern or the Sly Wink will have a bath.
Yeah. Get out a big copper tub.
Hmm?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure. Why not? We've got time for a big tubbin, I guess.
Everybody in together.
I'm not sure
I
if it's
think we would
that
fit.
big, but Probably shouldn't-
Even Kindly temple here, little place. It has a bathtub.
there you go. We can split in half. Half to the inn, half to Obelisks.
That's right. We kind of an anime style onsen scene.
I mean, well, that's
Oh.
very simple because we've got three of each gender, so that makes.
Okay. Inky's sharing the bath with me though.
Why?
What do you mean? Because we're companions forever. It's ride or die. This ferret goes everywhere with me.
Just looking down like the road here, Grail.
Yes.
What is it? Is there things like being set up? Like what's the?
Oh yeah. There's stuff going
hustle,
on there.
hustle and bustle. Cool.
In fact, if I was to get this and go doink, that's the wrong color. Doink. There are guards telling people basically to take other directions, detours as you would, and not go in there.
Cool.
The fountain you can see has been festooned with stuff. All these little things around here, which were benches, etc., have been shifted back to the side. There are trestle tables being set up. Lanterns are being strung from poles and across trees. I will just grab that and delete all that. You have strings of lanterns, etc., being taken across as well from high vantage points. So there is this veritable army setting up there.
Cool.
It is
Right.
drawing a little bit of a crowd of gawkers and onlookers who are standing just on the periphery, away from where the guards are redirecting people. The guards aren't being pushy or anything. They're just like saying.
They're just saying if anyone tries to come through, they just say, yeah, no,
Yes,
you can't
yes.
go around.
Exactly.
Yeah, cool. I guess I will probably try and move in now while there's hustle and bustle. Probably make it easier for me to get a good spot.
Where are
Did
you
want
heading
me
to?
bring- Yeah, great question. I'll figure that out in a second.
I was
Did you want
thinking
me to
here
take
was pretty
anything
good.
else, or where? That's
Like-
that's on the grounds of the manor, though, right?
Correct.
You can. Oh, okay. I was hoping the tree was a bit further out.
But I assume like there's like a. Can I draw things?
Maybe
Like, I
this
assume like
tree?
there's like some kind of fence or enclosure around just here.
There's no fence.
Oh, okay.
It's open, but it is considered to be the Castellane Manor grounds.
Yeah.
That said, there's not a watch moving in a standardized patrol around
Yeah,
its
but
perimeter.
if I'm gonna get caught in a tree, I don't want to do it on the grounds of the manor. like,
I know you're a weird elf.
Yeah, but I can go to another tree. It's fine.
Okay. Maybe this one? Right? That's not an important tree. Yeah.
Correct.
I think maybe too close to the road.
Okay, fine. I wanted you to be able to see us, but yeah,
I
sure.
will find.
If you wanted to, you could probably climb up onto a rooftop, as long as it
yeah,
doesn't have too much of an angle.
Yeah, like this roof. That'd be. Oh, that's got a pretty big angle. Although maybe not. Who
I was
knows?
just, making a
I
Yeah,
will-
secret service.
I know.
Lenza,
I was
Lenza
thinking
will head
7
up.
degrees. Oh shit.
Lenza will head across and see what she can find. But what I was asking is, do you want me to bring anything with me, or are you just happy for me to take my usual gear?
Well, a Mountain Dew bag of Doritos.
Yeah.
I think you're regular. So you'll be bringing your bow, obviously, a bunch of
Yes.
arrows.
Yes.
I wouldn't mind you bringing like. Yeah, well, no, it doesn't really matter. I was going
I'll
to
need to
say a
leave my
shield for
backpack behind.
Hypatia, but it's not like she's going to be able to tie a shield to her arm and stuff. Or anything. Maybe a helmet. She could put a helmet on. Whatever.
Why wouldn't? Dumb question. Well, hang on. Can't you just strap a thing to your arm? I mean, as
You
opposed
can.
to by. I've done just the straps because I'm not, putting it to a piece, strapping to a piece of armor.
And some shields just have grips, absolutely. But like kite shields. But I'm not sure. Like the problem with Lenza is Lenza has a very limited carry capacity, and a shield's 2, and
Yeah, I don't
Lenza's
think it's
carry
worth it.
capacity is 3. So
If I can shove it in a backpack, I can carry it.
A shield will not go in a
This
backpack.
shield's not going in a
Yeah,
backpack.
exactly.
Only a buckler will go in a backpack.
Yeah, then I'm not going to be able to carry it. like
I think-
whatsoever.
Yeah, I'll just have to be extra glass cannony. That's fine. Maybe.
Well, you should still have all your trinkets and stuff, right? Like I'm not going to take my relic off.
Yeah, I'm not taking the groin bone off.
Yeah. So
Or
I'll
the
have
ring of
some-
Philius. The ring of Philius is going to come in real handy.
What I'm
Back to
definitely not taking with me is the poison potion, though. That would be a mistake. I am not taking that with me.
Yes, I think I'm also going to leave the rod of lineage behind, just
Or
in
the
case.
cool
Good
lich
call.
knives. Yeah.
Like it should be fine, but also I've got no idea how fancy this party's going to be and who's invited.
Indeed.
Cool. Alrighty, I'll head off and try and find a spot then. If you guys want to go freshen up. Yeah,
Excuse me.
I can't wait to see Vash in a dress.
Ugh. I just wanted to wear the hat.
I mean, you don't have to wear it. Like who's going to tell
Autonomy.
you? Who's going to tell you otherwise, Vash?
Yeah, can I just wear heavy armor into the back with the hat on?
What could possibly go wrong?
They'll probably turn you away, but you can try if you want.
But I was invited.
Yeah, but
Were we invited?
We were invited.
By who?
Somebody came and did tell us that we were invited. I can't even
What
remember
Willowbroad?
who that was. Oh yeah, was it Willow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
trustworthy
god.
guy.
I hate Willowbroad. No. Shiro likes Willowbroad, but Shiro's not here.
Like, is this like are we? I mean, like, it seems like someone wants us to go, and I'm not sure
Yeah.
why. But
Because it'll be a feather in their cap. Not only will they have beaten Castellane to the punch, they'll have the new heroes in town. They will have dressed them up. They're gonna be singing our praises and pretending like it was all their business all to begin with. And you know, part of me says we don't really want to get into this, but another part of me says, Castellane should have given us the stuff before whoever this was. So like that's on him.
Also, I mean, this could be just a giant marketing coup for someone.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a Ponzi
Oh
scheme.
yeah. There's like a there's like a haberdasher in town who's just like, yeah, we dress the heroes. Get wrecked. That would be pretty funny.
we're not the heroes currently.
We're still, we're relatively speaking, we're still, somewhat celebrities.
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, they did see us fighting the undead in the church. There's like,
Mhm.
there were all the people that Kruber saved. Sort of thing. Anyway.
And
I wish we hired a bard.
and we'll sort of interrogate Minerva and say, what are the things you're not supposed to do at a party among these high society people?
You know what would actually be amazing if they dressed us? Is King Ellen.
That would be gold.
And King Ellen's there, and she's like, oh, that would be, yes.
Well,
We'd
in
be
that case,
so
we
screwed.
definitely need
We
some
would
weapons.
we would have been so outmaneuvered by the bard once again. Damn
Oh,
bards.
that would be wow. If King Ellen's involved, there will be blood. There will be slaughter.
I think
There will be
she'll
some.
just be.
There was some revolutionary level cleansing.
All right. Well,
Let's find out.
yeah. We'll go together.
We'll have a front row seat, that's for sure.
All right. So you are bathing with the salts. You are getting your hair done by Minerva. At least the women are. The men probably just getting a bit of a style. Maybe a barber clip. Wearing your zoot suits and your fancy.
Oh my god, if only. Oh, please. Please tell me it's Zoot Suits.
It's not zoot
Oh,
suits. In your
oh.
in your Monster Hunter game, I was going to have a goblin in a zoot suit, but then I
Oh.
decided to go for the Cockney geezer instead.
Zoot Suits.
So yes, where did you position yourself, Lenza?
Well, that's a great question. I guess I would have a quick scout and just see if there was anything. What was the best suitable thing I could come up with, just by mingling with the crowds and everything around here.
There are places you could easily clamp up onto a roof, pretty much sight unseen, because people are not paying attention to anything else. You could go into a tree. It depends. Do you want to be up high? Do you want to be down low? Do you want to be in the middle? The rooftops are, for the most part, other than where they used ladders to hang the garlands and the lamps, they are for the most part undisturbed. The trees, are mostly trees, not bushy, so they are only bushy in the crown. You could clamber up one of those if you wanted and sit in the branches. You have probably got more chance of being spotted in a tree though than you do on top of a roof.
Yeah. I'm thinking. I think I'll try a roof, and I'll try to find one where I can basically duck down out of sight if I need to.
All of the roofs will give you, especially on the corners
Yeah.
of the square, will give you
Yeah.
pretty decent visibility to the square with coverage if required. Pick one.
This is like true to the range, isn't it?
Correct.
Are these couple here? Is this building behind it, like, are they all about the same height, or?
No, they're all slightly different heights, but you could traverse them without too much difficulty.
We're saying, could I hop onto this one and still have a good view?
Let's say yes. It won't be a great view, but it'll be good enough. If you want to sit back there.
You'll see if there's a giant melee going on.
Yeah, exactly. I think
I
I'll
would hear about it
let's
as well.
put one just a bit separated away. That should be fine.
Right, stick yourself where you are.
I think you're out of bowshot range there, though,
Cool.
aren't you?
Oh, we've got eyes on.
Oh, that's like extreme range. What's the
That's
max
long.
range for a bow?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's just long. Yep.
Okay, sniping
Oh.
like a snipe god. Yeah, that sounds good.
Fortunately for me, we just got some very fancy arrows.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Ooh.
All
What
right.
are that? What's the actual definition of those things again?
For fuck's sake, hang on a second. I've got to go to that page and read them again. I think I just
There's
doubled
no-
this. I think I just doubled the
Double the range.
range. Yep. But yes, bear
Yeah,
with
if
me.
it's that simple, then that's fine. But I
Yeah.
just wanted to actually make sure.
I think that's what it was. Where am I? I have too many pages that I haven't put in folders, and they are messy as fuck.
Did you write this down? Was it written down in group treasure with
It
everything
would have
else? Or
been.
no?
It would have been. Actually, it would be back in. I would have put it in. God, look at all your.
Doubles range of the bow. Yeah, that's it. 20 arrows, magical power level
Yep.
0 doubles the range of the bow.
All those macros you guys put in there. Messed up my chat. Alright, cool. Give me 5 minutes. I need to go and do a tooth fairy run. I'll be back momentarily. You
Excellent.
guys can plan your thing.
shenanigans.
Alrighty. I'm going to steal Sean the 10 arrows that Sean had of these. Just for
duty.
Just for this.
Makes sense.
I mean, he might complain, but he's not here, so fuck him. I don't know whether Lenza tells anybody about this, but she might just take them. She might just go back and grab them after he's left everything there, and because I don't think because Sean wouldn't be bringing a longbow to the fucking.
No, Sean
Yeah.
will be with his
Cool.
whatever he uses, a mace or a rapier. I can't remember.
Yeah, and I'm gonna leave my backpack behind, so
blade.
I'll just have what I carry in my belt pouch, which might be helpful. Get a couple of potions.
I'm just gonna bring my 2 weapons. Bing. My dueling blades. Matching dueling blades. And all my trinket junk.
Okay, I've returned.
Ooh.
Have you plan?
Yes,
I'm
we're
set
gonna
up,
go there.
so-
We're gonna mingle.
Okay.
Gonna make friends. Get contacts. Try not to upset people.
Okay. So as you approach, you are dressed up, looking quite magnificent, if not a little bit silly for some of you. Jingles.
Not pointing out the 2 tallest and shortest of the group.
That you will be. There are guards everywhere. Garrison, who are resplendent in nicely polished armor, and wearing beautiful tabards, carrying polished halberds, high helms, looking very officious. There are quite a few people of note that you recognize wandering around within the courtyard, including a few people that you don't know or haven't seen before. There are also what you would assume to be regular folk, but perhaps the upper middle class to upper class. Not necessarily lords, not industry leaders, not people of renown, but just important civilians. Of the ones that you can see,
Oh, of course. How can you
Excellent.
possibly miss a soiree like this? Ah, yes.
the captain is wearing his armor, but it appears to be dress armor.
Schmancy.
Ah. Ah, yes.
And just off to the side of him, keeping away from most people, you
Means
also
favorite.
notice an elf who appears to be wearing armor.
Wait.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Oh, shit.
She is standing off to the side as well. She is scanning everything. She seems to be occasionally engaging in discourse with a dwarf you have not seen who is also wearing armor.
Ow.
He looks to
It's a
be
dwarf.
of noble lineage, definitely. And he has at his side a female dwarf who looks very non-dwarvish in her nature, but is also wearing armor.
She has got a beard.
The female dwarves do not have beards.
No. It's fine. I'm just making. It's just a prejudice.
Yep.
She doesn't look to be dwarvish in nature because she seems to be almost foppish in her getup, and she seems to be almost elvish in her movements. And she does look more attractive than what
She's a
most
dwarf.
dwarven females appear to be. And she seems to be hanging just at the edge of the male dwarf, just off to the side. Eyes everywhere. Also, moving around, making a big fuss about the whole process is the young Castellane.
Castellane. Okay.
The guards will let you in. They definitely give you right of passage to move in, as though you were expected. And as you do make your way through past them into the throng of people, Sergeant Anna Glees will move over towards you, nodding her head. Ah, hello. I had heard that you were in the city again, and you've been invited to this soiree?
It
Yeah.
appears we have. Good to see you, Sergeant.
Of course, of course. Now, I don't know if you understand what is going on here or why you were invited. I'm not really sure, to tell you the truth. But you are people of renown, and I see that you have come, at least not fully kitted for war, not unexpecting of something. Please, and she looks at Jaquan, don't get drunk and run someone important through. I would hate to have you arrested, tried, and executed again.
Yeah, wasn't not wasn't on my list of things to do. Still isn't.
I have looked into your background since I last ran into you, and of anyone of your stature and your importance does seem to cast a shadow, and so I did a bit of digging and found some very interesting things that had gone past. You will notice that there is an elf over there. She is a member of the Raptors. She is the elven ambassador, I guess you could say, within the city walls at this point in time. It probably would not be prudent to let her know of your history.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, indeed.
But otherwise, I'm sure we can all be thankful for the three that saved the city. Enjoy the festivities. And again, she looks at Jaquan. And keep it in its scabbard. And then she'll wander off, slowly mingling, then moving to the edge of the throng and just keeping an eye on everything.
I'm gonna go talk to Vildris.
Great.
Of course.
Was he's
Vildris,
my best friend.
Vildris notices you coming towards him. He
I
has
wave.
he has a slight smirk upon his face.
Vildris, it's been a while. How's it
Mi-
going?
Got some good books for you.
Minerva,
Yeah.
greetings. He will be speaking in Elvish.
Oh, excellent. I do speak Elvish. I will speak in High Elvish if he understands High Elvish. It's the type of party for High Elvish.
I'm sure.
He
I'm
will
sure
switch.
would.
He will switch to High Elvish. It is most pleasant that I run into you again here in these circumstances. You and your companions, I hear, have done great things recently.
Exciting things. I was blind for a while. It was pretty rough.
Well,
But we looted some tombs,
You're just admitting that.
and I got some pretty cool new spell books, and they're kind of creepy though. So I could
I
get in
would
trouble
be
again.
I would be very interested in discussing those with you, perhaps.
Oh yeah, as someone of your knowledge, probably really helpful decrypting those books.
Of
Yeah.
course, I would be only too happy to investigate them with you, scour their pages, see what they actually are.
Yes. Yes. I knew I could count on you.
Of course, my friend. Of
Yes.
course. Do you wish to introduce me to your colleagues? I would very much like to meet them all, under better circumstances this time.
Oh, you've met them before?
We
What?
met at Leshanara's
Minerva,
place.
you were there when we tried
No,
to
I
call.
wasn't.
Weren't
I
you?
was at the back door.
He was.
You guys went to the front door.
Bro.
I'm
I
sure
didn't
we would have
interact with
we would
Vildris.
have told you that it happened. Like we would have mentioned this
At this
surely.
point, just as Vildris is saying that, Jarek picks up a goblet, or sorry, it's not a goblet. It's a also a goblet, and he starts whacking it with a spoon. Ding, 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 ding.
Ooh.
And he starts motioning people to take seats.
Alright.
The festivals commence soon, my friends. Everybody, please. The meal has been prepped for a long time, and I hope you all enjoy the festivities this evening. After the meal, we will have some speeches, and then perhaps some dancing and while away the night. He looks very proud of himself. And as he is saying that, big platters will start to be brought out to each of the trestles and tables, etc. And people are, welcome to start hoeing in. There is free wine and spirits available. Unfortunately
I
for
will.
Jaquan, there is no beer.
Oh.
I'll still remind Jaquan that to not go too hard.
The platters are full of exotic meats and vegetables, fresh baked bread. There are, you know, piles of grapes and fruits as well. Lavish and ostentatious and incredibly overblown.
Most impressive.
It is very impressive. It is a feast the likes of which hasn't been seen in Somerton for some time.
Mm. Oh, the young Castellan's going all out.
It's interesting they had it all on hand.
Yes, same same reason someone happened to have these dresses made up just for us, just for this occasion.
Anyway, Vildris, are you sitting with Lashnara? Mind if I join you guys? Us
I'm
magic
sure-
users stick
Do we
together.
have assigned seating, or do they have assigned seating?
You will be motioned towards a seat away from the heroes and the lords and nobles to a lesser but still important table.
It's better this way.
Oh, us magic users need to stick together.
I'm sure there'll be
No.
ample opportunity to
On your
up.
table, you then notice sitting there and making himself quite familiar with the wine is a
Kingsley.
very rotund and jovial halfling.
Ah, Kingsley, good to see you. Oh, I bet this kind of swire is right up your alley, I suspect.
He appears to be a couple sheets already to the wind. His cheeks are full on in blush mode. His eyes are a little bit glassy. He even looks straight past you when he's talking, and he's just talking nonsense at the moment. He looks to have been on the source for some time, probably even before he got here.
Well, I sort of look at Jaquan and say, well, I guess there's someone else I have to worry about then.
About, unless you guys are going to try and do anything out of the ordinary. Any of you trying to do anything out of the ordinary? Jingles? Bash?
He'll keep his smokes in his I guess hot pocket and just enjoy some wine.
Bash? There's so much to eat here.
Yeah, what's on the table?
There are meats of large creatures, which you don't get a lot of in the valley. There is probably some pork, some cows, beef, maybe even some other large animals, because there isn't much call or much room to have these kind of animals en masse in here. So the few cows that they have are more there for producing milk, and occasionally will reach the dinner table of the very wealthy. But for the most part, the animals that are eaten in the valley tend to be small, like rabbits, chickens, and fish. So these are very unusual. But there's also lots of exotic fruits, some of which you have never seen before.
Wow, well, I'm just gonna grab one of everything and pile it in front of me before I start eating.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And Hypatia doing anything out of the ordinary?
I suppose if there's anyone else at our table that we don't know, I guess I'll try and make a bit of small talk to them, just see if anything's been going around, anything interesting been happening around town besides the undead rising and more undead unrising.
Yep, so the general talk that you will start picking up on is very much so that the craziness of the last couple days seems to have been the straw that has broken the proverbial camel's back. So many things have been going on here. As you recall, there was a previous outbreak of undead within the walls of Somerton, and many of the buildings were burned and people were killed, and it almost spread like a plague throughout. So what happened recently with people getting enraptured near the great obelisk and then an outbreak of undead as well from the south of Summerton seems to have everybody on edge. And the fact that the three wizardly heroes save the day seems to be all the talk is about. That and the near apocalyptic nature of their previous couple days.
Oh,
So who are the three that are being hailed as the
Yastel,
heroes?
Vildris, and Lashinar, I'm going to
and
guess.
Well, they're the ones that you were
Wait.
told specifically previously
Yeah.
in another session.
but
Yes, but I'm saying, are they actually all here? Just
Well,
We
since
haven't seen Yastel.
I
yeah, I
haven't
was
seen
gonna
it
say.
yet still. Is Lenza doing anything upon the rooftop?
watching and waiting. I'm not going to cause a scene unless one is caused before me.
Okay. Is Minerva doing anything out of the ordinary?
I think I'm just talking to Kingsley. Who else is sitting with us, or is it just like us and Kingsley at this table?
No, there are also some civilians of note. So, like upper to high class, to upper class, upper middle
Merchant
class to upper
types.
class. Yeah, they just important people or the wealthy. No one of major note. Kingsley is probably
Oh.
the most noteworthy upon your table. As the sun begins to set and the lanterns and start to cast the only real light upon this courtyard, young Castellane will get up once more. Food is still flowing, drink is still flowing. He will tap his goblet again to get everybody's attention, and he will, then look around and stand up upon a chair, a large, heavy chair. Welcome all to tonight's festivities, where we honor true heroes, heroes who saved Summerton. As he's saying this, he's gesturing quite wildly. Saved the valley and saved us all from malediction and calamity, from ruin and despair, from the baleful and corrupt touch of death and undeath. Heroes who saved us from the curse of the stone monoliths, the pillars of antiquity. And as he says this, there'll be a kind of a murmur among the crowd. That reared like needles, like teeth of a monstrous entity all too willing and all too eager to devour us all. Long have the obelisks stood within the well of this valley. Long have they been an enigma, a strangeness, something unique and peculiar, an oddity to which our valley has been married, by which our valley has even been named. Never, though, in all the years of history, all the time recorded, have they been a threat to the safety of man, of dwarf, of elf, of gnome, or of halfling. Never have they dared to cause hazard and menace to the fine folk, fair and free, who call this place their home. Not once have they forebode grievance and destruction. Until recently, and as he says this, the murmur will pick up again, and there'll be a bit of banging of cutlery and utensils upon tables. Until the great obelisk, which lies not far from here, within our walls of the city of Bridges, our beautiful and magnificent Summerton, showed its true face, its dark face, its nature of betrayal, and attempted disaster. Again, he's swinging his hands around in quite a melodramatic fashion as he makes his speech. The great obelisk, great in stature but not in nature, strove with malfeasance and contemptible belligerence to ensnare and enslave us all. With great and cruel magic, and with wicked intent did it reach out a clawed hand of beguilement to enrapture every living creature in its wake. The great obelisk, the vile obelisk, the foul and fiendish obelisk has revealed to us that it is not merely a curiosity of a bygone and forgotten age, not a relic of interest, nor an artifact of note. All the obelisks within this valley have likewise shown their hand. They are part of an elaborate and villainous net, which would enslave us all. Yet these heroes, these great and virtuous heroes three, gallant and noble in their endeavours, did seek to thwart the dastardly Paul and risk that the obelisks posed to us all, and at a great peril to themselves. Long they strived, and hard they fought against perfidious power. And to the great advantage and providence of us all, they succeeded. The obelisks now stand silent once more, their betrayal defeated but not forgotten. Never to be forgotten. To Lashonara, at this he turns and points to the man that you know. Known far and wide for his wisdom, his might and magical prowess, called the Conjurer, friend of this city and long-standing adviser to my late and most beloved and fondly remembered father, and more recently as an aid and confidant of my own. May the Eight cradle him well and watch over him. To Vildris, the enigmatic, a magician and priest both, a formidable combination, honest and forthright, blessed and astute, powerful and humble. To him may he ever be welcome, and his praises sung. To Yestel, he'll look around and seem confused that he cannot see her. Beautiful and elegant, strong and judicious, a visitor to our city, to our valley, to the land, from far away, from the dark she has travelled, who came to us in our hour of need, and to whom we will be eternally grateful. To these three we say thank you, and there is a cheer. To these three we say, blessed are you. To these three we say, we are in your debt. To these three we say, our lives are yours, our futures are yours, our hearts are yours. To these three we say, may the Eight ever look favourably upon you and protect you wherever you are. In the name of us all gathered here this evening, and those that are unable to attend these festivities, I say to these three, the city is yours. And there'll be a rousing cheer. Kingsley will splash wine all over himself as he starts chortling away. In all our names, I say to these three, I say, we shall carry on the fight that you fought. We shall shield ourselves against the evil and strike out against our foe. We shall continue to rally against the dark, to wage war against the base and the damnable slivers of stone that mar our land. We shall tear down every last obelisk. We shall seek them out and lay waste to them all, casting them down, grinding them down, underfoot, under hammer, until they are but sand and dust. We shall rip each one from the ground and destroy them utterly. We owe our lives, our souls, and the lives and souls of our children and their children to these three. To Lashonara, to Vildris, to Yestel. I salute you. We all salute you. And he holds up his goblet, and as he does so, he gives a cheer, and everybody stands up and starts cheering at the same time.
And Lashonara's cool with everything that he's saying. He seems
Lashonara's sitting
happy.
there watching. He's tapping his chin with his right hand. He's looking around. He's waiting, it seems, for something to happen. Eventually, if you aren't doing anything, and the cheers will continue for a little bit of time before they eventually subside, he will stand up and sheepishly look around, using both his hands to motion the crowd to calm. Thank you, Jarek, for your warm words. They are very flattering, though they are slightly misplaced. At this, he holds up his hand as a hush falls over the crowd. Please, let me explain. Yes, myself and the other two whom you mentioned, Vildris and Yestel, did indeed work to overcome a great catastrophe that would have befallen all of Summerton, eventually. Yet it was not the fault of the Obelisk, great or otherwise. The Obelisk merely channeled misplaced magic, siphoned from a location within Summerton itself. If not for the Obelisk, however, the disaster could have been far worse, as the Obelisk localized the mystic release, allowing for it to be contained. The Obelisk actually ended up saving many of us. No, the Obelisk, all of the Obelisks should not be defaced, defiled, nor destroyed, lest worse unfold. Nor did the three of us prevent the unmitigated disaster that was unfolding nearby. The curse of undeath was not withheld by us, but by them, and Lesh and I will point to you. They are your true heroes. They are the ones for whom all of you should be and are indebted to. They fought the evil within. They fought the evil
Start
within
shooting for
the city
ourselves.
and routed it at the cost of one of their own, a fallen hero from a group of heroes themselves. Long have they stood watch, long have they protected you, long have they worked for the betterment of all, even if they do not know it themselves. Hypatia, Jaquan, Minerva, Vash, Lenza, Sean. There are no better heroes than they, not even the esteemed Brotherhood of the Silver Dagger, my friends and yours, can eclipse the deeds done by these. Praise to them, my friends, praise to them, my fellow Sumberites, praise to them all. And praise to the fallen Norban the Halfling. Without them, without their sacrifice and grit, without their determination, all of us would be fallen, and the darkness would have spread to who knows what breadth across the land. He will then start to clap and nod his head towards you. At which point, everybody else in the crowd will turn towards you and start to clap and cheer and bow their heads towards you as well. Jarek, however, looks to be a mite bit piffed.
Well,
He probably should have consulted Leshnara for his speech.
yeah. Okay. Why does he want to destroy the obelisk?
What's his angle? Whose advice has he been taking?
Hmm.
Jarek will then lean over and speak to the elf that's nearby him, and she will nod. And Jarek's face will grow long, and his jaw will kind of square. And yet the applause still reigns for all of you. And then Jarek will slowly begin to clap and join in. Harino has taken this point in time and this pause of Jarek's to move towards you all with a goblet in his hand, and he holds the goblet up, saluting you, and then he'll drop to a knee. Our heroes, he yells out.
Damn it.
Well, I
I like how we're all so happy
Hypatia
about
feels a bit
this.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, I guess Minerva's going to yell out to the City of Bridges and raise
Yes,
her goblet high.
I will. I too will echo that.
And there is great cheering.
I've never had people cheer for me.
Walk up to Hello and give him a hand up.
He will stand.
Never kneel to us, my friend.
If not to you, then to whom?
Just the 8, I guess, maybe.
Oh yeah, you sound so confident.
If you're inclined, or maybe the magic. Yeah.
Lashinara, you'll notice, is looking around a little bit confused, and then he will pull out a small crystal ball-like thing and start looking into it.
Mm. Well,
Yes,
great to see you again.
indeed.
Why don't you catch up with Vash and some of those other
Wow,
people here?
that's the
I'm just
person.
gonna quickly run off and talk to Lashinara because us magic users have to trade our secrets somewhere.
Of course. He'll smile and shake your hand.
Indeed.
Thank you very much for your service.
You're welcome.
Lashinara, you'll notice, has turned and is facing now in this direction,
Oh.
looking down at the crystal ball, then looking up towards the rooftop.
Do I notice this?
Yes, you do notice this, and then he'll indicate with his hand for someone or something beckoning to come forward. Looks like he's beckoning to you, Lenza.
Yeah,
Got him.
Wrong.
I mean it's hard to hide from scrying, to be fair. But also, yeah, I think I will just. If he's looking directly at me, I will give a tiny little wave and then not move.
Sounds
Fair
like
enough.
Lenza.
He will nod his head and put the little crystal ball back in his pocket. You are moving towards him, Minerva?
Yes. Lashinara.
My friend.
Where's your Yastel?
She
Yeah, where is she? We were hoping to kill her while she was out in the open.
she left immediately after the threat had subsided.
Okay. We've been hearing things from some of the voices of the gods.
Is this a time to talk to him about this? We're at a
Oh.
party.
Yeah, I guess.
There is a general ruckus going on around there at the moment, and lots of people are trying to move up to all of you and shake your hands. Even Jingles, who is getting called Norman a lot, even though Lashnauer quite clearly said that Norman fell in
It
the
died, yeah.
in the process.
I'll speak to Lashnari in Old Law.
Okay.
If he understands Old Law, we shall see.
Yes.
Yeah, we've heard that the item that she stole from the inverted tower may result in the end of everything in less than 100 days.
Wait, did we get the 100 days thing? Did I miss that?
Let's see.
I'm pretty sure that's what we were told, and that was a while ago.
The item that she stole. The fragment.
Yes, the fragment.
The fragment that the ogre Gothna mentioned had been released.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what the fragment is, only that it is one of many. I had been doing some research since then, but this is neither the place nor time to discuss it.
Fair.
At that point, you hear a whisper behind you that says, "Why not discuss it now?"
Oh, good.
And she is standing directly behind you, Minerva.
Oh, hi.
The lights seem to dim shadows seem to be cast across the whole courtyard.
Cool. Hey, it's been a while. How's the Chosen going?
Does Lashinara react to this? Does Lenza see this, or is this just a Minerva thing?
You can see it, and Lashinara can see it. Everybody else can see it. Most people are seeming to ignore her, but the party can definitely react. Minerva can definitely react. Lashinara seems taken aback. Bildris has disappeared. The elf that's nearby has the hand on her blade, and the blade is being half drawn as you speak. The dwarf and his consort seem to also be in the process of about to draw their blades. When you mention the Chosen, she smiles. The Chosen is well and doing her duty.
I would like to call out to the elf in High Elven and just there should be no swords drawn here.
The
And then
elf,
just turn back to the witch.
the elf spits back in Elvish, not High Elvish, but Elvish. That is nothing but a hag.
I'm going to slowly and cautiously move over. I'm not trying to draw my sword or anything.
Lashinara, you notice Minerva has a sweat starting to bead across his forehead. Who
Yeah.
told you, half-elf, that 100 days hence calamity will unfold because of what the enslaved stole?
It was the jeez, the Watcher? Was it the Watcher?
Hang on, let me check.
And are you
I know what you're saying.
saying it was the right character? Or was it a different party member in a different party?
Or was it
Oh,
the
that's a good
unknown?
point.
Mm-hmm.
There is no calamity that will unfold. And you are wrong. The Obelisks are evil.
What?
Young Castellan's ideas hold water. They have merit.
Wouldn't freeing the pieces of the gods upon the land be bad?
You said they are pieces of the gods.
Wouldn't
I-
freeing you upon the land be bad?
You should be mindful of what you listen to and who you listen to, young half-elf. You have barely set foot upon this world. You have not been here for millennia. You know not the history or the truth.
I only remember like the last 18 months, so yeah.
Would you like to know more?
Don't
This
don't
service
don't click
guarantees
on the ad.
citizenship, and yes, I do want to know more.
Her eyes flash.
Oh god.
I could give you what you know, not what you have forgotten.
Oh, you're like offering the opposite deal to Stella?
Could completely make you whole again. But to what end? There is no calamity that is about to unfold. What the enslaved stole was itself stolen, and it has merely had its ownership repurposed, provisioned to someone else, who in time will lose it, and in time it will be picked up and lost again, and over, until that which is split is remade whole.
What of the warlord?
What of the
I've heard
warlord?
that he was coming and he was going to kill everybody.
Are you sure that you're not getting confused with what May's heard?
Oh, Yeah, good call.
That is what.
Yeah, I was gonna
that's
say.
the other
Wait,
party.
we
but
had-
did they tell us that?
It's
Maybe they did.
possible. Let's assume that they did.
I mean, yeah, but it's
Yeah, we would have
how
shared.
how much do we how much do we believe do we
They
take
didn't.
stock of?
They did.
I trust Maze.
I
He
gave
seems
you
like
guys the option to discuss a lot of that stuff amongst the other parties, and your general consensus was, no, they're not going to discuss it.
Yeah.
And I pushed you to discuss it, and you didn't want to. I was like, well, fine, fuck you all then.
Okay. Dang, I thought Maze would have discussed it because
But let's say at
an
least you've
OG.
heard it in passing.
Okay.
And what of the warlord? What do you have to
Uh,
fear of the warlord? Will you get in his way? Plenty of you get in his way. This valley is about to be ripped asunder by war anyway. It is coming from 4 different fronts.
Hmm.
All
Is one of
fronts.
those
That's
fronts the lizard men?
The fronts don't concern me. The war doesn't concern me. I will be here long after it has wreaked its vengeance upon you all. At this point, there seems to be more notice being applied to her from people in the general vicinity, and the lights that had dimmed previously seem to flicker almost completely out at this point. There is a chill wind that blows, and it seems to cut right to the bone. What is everybody else doing at this point in time?
I'm moving over to try and get in the conversation.
Vash, Jingles, Lenza staying on the roof.
Ledza has an arrow drawn and ready to go. She will not open fire first because she's pretty sure that whatever she will do won't have much effect on it, but just in case.
You notice that the elf and the dwarves have now drawn their blades fully. And that has also not gone unnoticed. The guards that were standing around the walls or around the perimeter have their halberds down low in an aggressive position, and Sergeant Anagles is starting to move over there. Captain Donalgan has his hand on his blade, but is standing a fair bit away and is keeping an eye on what's happening. So what's Vash and Jingles doing?
Moving closer as well, but taking some food in hand.
Excellent.
Jingles will also just slowly shift with the group. Not quite sure what's going on, but feeling safer with the party.
Okay. At this point, the witch will tap her staff upon the ground, clang, and it'll seem that time slows down. The dwarves, the elf, seem to be moving at 1/10 their speed. Same with the guards, same with Sergeant Anagles, same with the people around you. Yet Lashanara and yourselves seem to remain unaffected. Time is of the essence, but not the time that you think. Where did
What would you have us do then?
looks over towards you? Nothing. You have nothing I need at the moment. But the enslaved, she will bring forth what we need. Leave her, do not pursue her. She is mine. What she carries will soon be mine. At least, soon, according to my time, will be old and withered. But at that time, when it comes around, I would prepare for the war that is coming for you all. The obelisks are evil. Castellan's thoughts hold weight. Perhaps you should consider that. She then turns and looks over at Vash, looks at Hypatia, and looks at Jaquan. That fat bloated arachnid has captured 3 more, it would seem.
Hmm.
Interesting. Her cult grows ever bigger. I wonder what the real existential threat is. She'll tap her staff again, the lights will come back on, and she is gone. Everybody is moving at their regular speed.
I see. I go up to Lashanar and see if he's okay.
He is sweating a bit, and he will say, I have never felt power like that before.
This is not, as you may have noticed, may have gathered, this is not our first encounter with the witch.
I remember you mentioned her once before. And I do have some information, and I gave it to you on who and what they were. But that was all theoretical. I think this party is over. He will look over at Castellane, who is now sitting down, a defeated look upon his face. I think I need to talk to the young lord. We'll speak again.
Well,
Climb my head.
we should really spread word of the things that she was saying, specifically about the war and how she will enjoy our demise because of it. Maybe if we could get a little bit of anti-war sentiment going on, wouldn't go amiss. Not that a 4-way war doesn't sound like a really good time, I guess.
I mean, it sounds very much like Renaissance Europe, but hey.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I'd prefer not to be part of what is almost certainly going to be a race war.
Lashonara will be leaning over and whispering something to Castellane, who will start nodding his head. Castellane will then get up. Continue the festivities for as long as you like. I'm going to retire. And he'll then wave his hand, seem to be dejected, and start wandering off. Lashnar will be in tow.
It was a pleasure seeing you,
Uh,
my lord.
he'll wave and mumble something as he walks past.
Cool, cool. Have the 2 dwarves and the elf put their weapons up?
Yes, they have. They have resheathed them.
I give them a nod and turn in the opposite direction.
The dwarf will nod. The elf will not. And the female dwarf will be leaning over to whisper in hushed tones to the male dwarf.
I'm gonna go walk. I might go over and have a chat to Bo and Rian.
No. Okay. Yeah, you do that. Good luck.
I,
Why are you so against this?
They're with the. Oh, look. Hypatia's right. Hypatia didn't kill the prince.
oh no! These are
The dwarves?
Yeah,
the
but the
dwarves.
dwarves seem to be allied with this elf.
They did seem to be on good-natured terms with the elf.
Yeah. But hey,
All right. I'll
no,
think
you go
twice.
talk to them. Stonekin are cool.
Rock on fist bump.
Yeah. I can go back to talking to Vildris if he's still around.
No, he has disappeared.
Damn it, Vildris. We didn't set up a date.
Nurse me, senpai.
Yeah, right. I have magic texts I wish to study with you.
Dear.
There is, Jingles, a kind of a scrawny looking human that will wander over towards you. I see you've got Norben's gear on, have you? So that doesn't.
Yeah, I did.
That's not fit for a gnome. You've been getting called Norben all night.
I did
Pity.
feel a little awkward, but well, I don't have fancy clothes myself, and I like to think I'm here in his memory.
That's all
Every
right.
drink I drink is a drink for Norman.
I don't think he'd really care if he's passed on. Then all be well and good, I guess. I'm Mulgrave. I was his mate.
Ah, he's mentioned you. Hey, would you like to have a drink with me?
Sure. Sit down. So you look pretty funny in those clothes there. They don't quite fit you. Didn't have time to
No.
take him out, or didn't have time to get some of your own.
No time for my own, no money for my own. And these were so nice. It's a shame to leave them in the box.
Of course, of course. In the box? What do you mean in the box?
Oh, they came to us in a box, kind of like a special delivery for us.
Thought they were a bit posh and fancy for old Norbs. What's he doing getting kit like this?
Well, it seems like he's done a great deed during his time with this crew.
Seems that's the way. Seems that's the way. Hmm. Anyway, a drink to Norben.
Drink to Norman.
Tell you what, Jingles, Norben, whatever you want to be called, you come by my shop, and I'll treat you like I was treating Norbs.
Oh, yeah, that's really kind of you, Mulgrave. I'll definitely pop by when I next in
Well, I'd
Zeltarnin.
say that Norben was probably my only friend, and he's gone. You don't look like him, but let's pretend you are him for a little bit.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I can also wear these clothes.
Well, wear what you want. I don't really care. It's more along the lines of, you've been getting called Norben, so that'll do me for a bit, and I'll drink his health.
To his health.
The party will start winding down.
Can I talk to the two priests?
Sure.
I'd just like to ask them, of the 8, Gorga, is she particularly truthful? Is she known to lie or deceive?
These are interesting questions, says Bultram. Why do you ask such things?
Why do I ask such things? I've heard many things. I come across different knowledge. And I'm worried that somebody who may have Gagora's ear is telling me things. Probably from Gagora, maybe. Gora. And I was wondering if Gagora was known to lie.
Gorga, the crone.
Gorga. Yeah,
Which,
Gorga.
which, which aspect of her are you curious about? The aspects are different themselves, not just the god, not just the one of the 8, but the aspects all have different personalities, profiles, considerations. Not that we know much about them, but they're just how they have appeared in people's dreams, hauntings, visions, prophecies. To touch the mind of a god, to even be near it, is to drive one insane. At this point, High Priest Brianor, who was nearby, will spit out, that is because they are all not to be trusted. Worshipped and venerated to a point, yes, because if we do not, then they will cast us down once more and sate the world with fire, flame, and ash. None of them are to be trusted, and their word is ash itself. Is that what you want to hear?
That's a difficult question for me to answer because part of me doesn't want to hear that, but another part of me likes the confirmation bias.
Voltron
And
will say she is biased, definitely. She has a horrible view on the Eight. The Eight are what we make of them. The world is a test. Everything that we are put through is not because the Eight are cruel and insufferable, but because only through cruelty can we come out strong, can we find our true humanity. They push us through the ringer, as it were, to make sure that we come out pure on the other side. Rhino will spit on the ground at this point. Foolish words from a foolish old man. Venerate the Eight purely because it keeps you safe.
It's like you walked into an argument between the Pope and the Archbishop.
Between the religions of submission and sufferance.
Mhm.
There is nothing in this world, says Brynor, that is pure. It has all been corrupted. The Eight themselves, their touch is death. You have seen from your own eyes what they wrought upon the world 300 years ago. And it was not the first calamity that they brought upon us, nor will it be their last. They are vain, they are capricious. They care nothing for us. All we can do is the best that we can manage in this life. We can fight our way through, or we can just give in. Either way, there is no respite until we die. And even then, you want to hope that what you have done in life elevates you to the halls in the kingdom of heaven, not to the hallows in the ground below, in the pit of Urflars, the queen of hells, where your
Already been
torment will
there.
not end. You've already been there. Well,
Mm.
aren't you lucky? Here you are.
I didn't feel very lucky.
At
I guess
this,
I'm lucky to return.
at this, Voltron will say exactly. You have been to hell, and you have returned, most likely stronger, wiser, more able to cope with the world that we live in, so that your life can have more worth. As you have shown, you are a hero to all the people in this valley, to all the people within this city. You have saved many. Your strength, your character has been forged in the fires and the brimstone of hell, and you have come out a better person. And that is what the Eight are there for. The Eight are there to help you by way of confrontation, of conflict. You grow by being torn down. You grow by elevating yourself above the, the, the hate, above the vitriol that they spew. But they don't do it because they are malicious. They do it because they want to test you. They want you to be the best that you can be, not to give in, not to submit, not to meekly roll over and die.
All right. Well, in total, less than a 50% chance that they're telling the truth. Got it.
Rhiannon will say, "Do you not hear what he says? They will always lie. Even by his own admission, they are always going to lie."
Well, sometimes they've got to tell the truth, right? Like, his is sort of like a 50-50.
No, his is they will lie, they will hurt you, so that you can come out better.
But if they lie all the time, then
They
that
are not
won't
to be
work.
trusted. Well, they are not to be trusted.
Yes, exactly. I think less than 50% is not to be trusted, right? Yeah, okay. But they've got to confuse you, or so they have to be truthful sometimes, or at least have the veneer of truth. Hmm. Okay. Well, thank you. This has been most helpful, or unhelpful in a helpful way.
You still need to worship them, and you still need to devote your life to them. Only by doing so can you hope to find respite, to find peace once you have died. Only by blindly acknowledging their superiority, by acknowledging the fact that they are divine and we are nothing but the mortal worms underneath their feet, can you be elevated? Can you find the peace in the afterlife? Must do everything you can in your power to venerate them in this life, even if it is purely for that goal after death. They are
Is that
hate-filled monsters, but they are what we have.
is that Brianner?
Brian, oh, yep.
Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Voltram says that we are meek, yes. That we give in, yes. But we do so because we know that everything else is futile. The Eight care nothing for us. If they did, they would not have sent fire and ash and lightning upon the realm. They would not have scorched the world. They would not have destroyed most of it and slaughtered untold millions. That is not to make people stronger. That is to exert power and intimidation.
Or it could have been a terrible accident. They got split into 8 beings rather than one.
That sounds blasphemous. I
Hmm.
would be careful if I were you.
Yes. Well, it was just a theory. It's welcome to my TED talk. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's been a night. Pretty great. Pretty great night. Pleasure to see you guys again. You know, have you guys any thoughts about the passing of Kindly Ollery? Not that he is passed, but are you guys going to do like a cool service for him? You guys, we can count on you
What do you mean,
turning
says
up.
Voltram. What do you mean of the passing of kindly Ollery?
He hasn't passed yet, but he's you know, a ailing.
You're saying that Ollery is ill.
Yes.
This is news to me. He looks at Prior and me also. He hasn't been down Pious Way preaching as he once did, but since there is that younger priest that he has taken under his wing, your ally, your friend Sean, that we have
Yes.
heard many things about, I thought that was why he had um, stopped preaching so much. Ill, you say? I will go and
Yeah.
see him. She
I would very much
smiles.
appreciate it.
She smiles, which seems to be um, a real struggle for her to do so.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
Voltram,
the other.
Voltram nods, yes, and I will see him also. I may not agree with everything that Ollery says, but he is a good man. If there is anything I can do to help him, I will see that it is done. Thank you for bringing this to my attention.
What have you done?
I've let the 2 high clerics in town know about their poor other high cleric, sort of. Hopefully they can help him out. Or steal his church.
Hostile takeover.
Yeah, I mean, I know how the churches work. It's a little bit like that sometimes.
Still, you say.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Prime real estate, you say.
Oh, got some acolytes that'll need a new high priest, you say. Excellent, excellent. Welcome to the fold. All right, guys. I think we've done everything that we needed to here. The real question is, are there like bowls of wine and spirit that we can
There is
you know
still
what I mean?
food and drink sitting around on the
Say no more,
table.
say no more.
Tables that is very much unattended.
How big of us is skirts? Pretty big, right? I feel like we could get a few bottles under there. Hmm? Hmm? No? Anybody? Eula? Hypatia's gonna be against it. Never mind. Yeah, I think we're done. Unless anybody else wanted to talk to anybody. We've still got we haven't talked to Captain Donalgan. Oh, and there's Harlow, if anybody wanted to talk to Quell
Marino
a bit.
Quell. Yep.
Yeah.
He's still milling around. In fact, he seems to be waiting on the periphery to talk to you all.
Oh, yeah. Let's go talk to Quell together. I'll try to
Anybody
gather up
else?
the group if anybody will come with me to talk to Quell.
Lenza, Hypatia, Vash, Jinkles.
I like eating.
Everybody's just drinking. I see how it is.
What's Hypatia up to? Al, you're quiet.
Did Al mute himself? Alan fell asleep at the table.
Could have.
Typing.
Oh,
Stand
stand
by.
by. Okay. I see. He'll be doing something Night Taker. Makes sense.
All right. Well, what's Jinkles up to?
Probably also just
Okay,
sitting
that's
at the
better.
table.
Mike
Oh.
wasn't quite plugged in.
That's cool. So Quell is sitting back waiting, or standing back waiting. At the moment, he is talking to Sergeant Annaglese about something, and she is nodding her head. Her hand is resting lightly upon the pommel of her rapier. She is looking between him and you, and back to him again as he is talking. And
Not boring enough to stab him yet.
she will, mutter something, and then she will wander off. When he thinks that you are free, he will start to move over towards you. Is it just going to be Minerva? Is anyone else going to entertain as I believe Craig once mentioned, he's a silver fox?
I'll
Um,
come over and talk with him as well. Can't be just be Min. That goes badly.
Was Fizzle My Bizzle coming over?
Bizzle my bizzle.
I'm never going to remember the replacement for Norbin's name character. So
Jingles.
Jingle.
I understand.
But your
I
character
understand.
doesn't.
But
Ah.
Minerva
Mm.
it can never remember that name. Jingles.
Jorben.
Jordan. I think it's Fizzle. Fizzle, are you gonna come over and talk to Quell? Have you met Quell before?
Jingles takes a look at Quill and decides he'd rather eat food.
Okay, fair enough.
All right.
That's
So just Hypatia and Minerva then?
just the charismatic ones. Hey,
So,
how's it going, Quell?
Heroes. It's got a nice ring to it.
It does. Not as nice as Archmagus. But
Well,
yes.
one can only hope that you achieve that someday.
I'll have to make it up, but I look forward to it.
Well, it does have a good lordly ring to it. So,
Right.
I've been thinking.
God.
I heard a disembodied voice from somewhere off on a rooftop. I've been
Lens
thinking.
is just on the rooftop thinking about shooting us rather than Quill's like, son of a bitch, why are they talking to him?
I've been thinking. Young Castellane has got a lot on his plate at the moment. Stress, the unfortunate passing of his father, which I believe still haunts him, as you heard his words tonight.
Tragic.
Indeed.
Don't blame him.
And I know that he has butted heads significantly with Donalgan and the keep in the garrison in the keep about the way to run the city and what needs to be done. Now, Jarek, young Castellane, had a grievous misunderstanding of the situation at hand, and I believe has shown his ignorance and naivety tonight. He had the best of intentions, but they were misplaced significantly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it is my understanding and my belief that unfortunately there will probably be movements made against him.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a terrible shame. Terrible
Yeah.
shame.
Is he sounding us out?
Lashanara,
Do that?
No, I don't
Lashanara,
think so.
Lashanara can only protect him so well, and he is already stretched thin. Very much so. What with all the magical machinations that have been happening in the valley recently. And I believe he has other issues at hand to deal with. Therefore, I was going to propose, and I would pay you quite well also, if we could see to it that nothing untoward befalls Castellan, if you know what I mean.
They're not really
Well, I don't.
bodyguards.
Not bodyguards so much. He looks around. I believe that there might be. I don't know if I really should say this here, but there's no time like the present. There is a faction within the garrison that would seek to replace him and make Sumberton a military stronghold.
You're talking about a coup.
He touches his nose.
I nod sagely.
And I know that you have had some good dealings with the with people in the garrison before, not the least of which was the former sergeant Caleb Gamlin, before he was shifted off to Kel's Rise. Now his replacement, Glees, an ambitious woman, and very astute, very perceptive.
He does seem capable.
Indeed. Now, I think, I'm not going to say it outright, but I think that Castellane has cast his dice. They have come up snake eyes. He was made to look a fool tonight, unfortunately by Lashanara and by yourselves.
Oh, yep.
I mean, we kind of were just there, but you know.
Lashanara didn't mean it, but it is what happened. And you didn't mean it, and it is what happened. But other people will take it as an opportunity to do to him what was done to his dearly beloved father. I am sure of it. It would be a travesty, and it would be an outrage, and it would be a shame. Young boy means well, but politics is not his game.
Mm-hmm. And if Castellane was to fall, who would control the lords in his place?
There is nobody else.
No one else can tie them together. It would just become loose factions.
pretty much. I would try to take over, and by that I mean I would try to establish order and balance, but my name is a bit muddied around here. I live over in Silvermont, and I'm seen as nothing but a callous mining magnate who would drive people to work to the bone to line my own pockets. And in some regards, that is true, I will admit. The glint of money is quite compelling. But I have always had this valley and this place, this city even, best interests at heart. Now,
Yeah.
Castellane, as much as I had run-ins with him in the past, was still an old friend. And his son, I would hate to see anything happen to him. He has a legacy to uphold, but it is not in politics, at least not at this stage. So, I'm going to ask you to keep an eye out, perhaps even if you have a spare moment or two, to investigate where I cannot, the potential for. He taps his nose again. If you get
Yes.
my drift.
I exactly get your drift.
Good. You will be well compensated if you manage to uncover the conspiracy. I have your other companion, Shiro, on retainer at the moment. He has been most helpful.
Indeed.
I haven't hung around with him too much. He seemed a little off.
Oh, well, he has been very useful, a great ally, and a great source of information. And he is incredibly resourceful.
His divine magics are excellent, but yeah, a little strange. Kept going through different suits of armor. It was like losing suits of armor,
Coming from you.
strapping stuff onto his body.
Well, that be what it may, I still consider him to be a good friend and an ally.
Yeah.
But yes, that is what I would ask of you to do. Now, I believe, from my understanding of what's been happening within Summerton in the coming, or in the preceding weeks, I should say, that in the coming weeks, this catalyst will unfold and something will happen. Now, if it does, it will be catastrophic for Summerton and catastrophic for the valley. My mercenaries that I had down on the slaughter scar, I will be disbanding them soon. They have done nothing, it seems, but run my pockets a little bit dry. The reason that I hired them didn't come to fruition. What I hoped to gain from within the tower in the slaughter scar didn't come to fruition. The ally I thought I had in that monk ended up betraying me, and then he got turned into a rather flat piece of meat, I believe, unfortunately, which I had nothing to do with, and I regret his demise. Every young person who falls in this place it's a horrible loss, but it would have been good if he had trusted me.
Oh, I just remembered you collect curiosities of the Knights Vigilant.
I collect curiosities of many, many things, many organizations, many people. I am a purveyor more so of knowledge than I am of silver.
Because we came across like a bunch of those sort of things.
But
Uh,
maybe another time, man.
yeah, I mean, I'm not carrying them. I'm just saying. Yeah.
He will pat you both on the shoulders. Remember, you are always welcome at Silvermont, and I am always willing to finance your endeavors, especially if they do benefit the valley. And it seems, as heroes of the valley, perhaps even more so as Lashanara mentioned, than the Brotherhood of the Silver Dagger, which is no mean feat. They have been heroes of renown for some time. You have
I
been
would-
earning yourself a reputation otherwise unknown, slaughtering titans, flying into the city on giant birds, fighting undead incursions. You are, and your companions, are significant people. Do not let it go to waste.
Hmm.
You will look over, see that Captain Donalgan is slowly starting to approach. I need to head this off, but you know what I've been saying. And
Mhm.
my door and my coffers are always open. Well done, heroes, he'll say, patting you on the back. Thank you for saving us all. And he'll move over to Donalgan.
Oh, well, that meeting with JP Morgan was pretty fruitful. Um, well, Donalgan's here at the moment, which means I'm going to leave the party early. Yeah. So I might meet you guys back at the Sly Wink later. I would like to. Is there like a symbol in Thieves' Cant that's like on me or something like that? I know Thieves' Cant is like generally talking, but are
Well,
there like some hand
it's a
signals?
whole bunch of things. It's talking gibberish, it is using hand signals, and it is leaving marks and etchings and stuff like that.
Cool. Then I would like to just sort of surreptitiously, wave my hand towards Quell, but I'd like to make the symbol for like on me in Thieves' Cant, which I believe
Cool.
only Lenzer understands, and then I leave.
yeah,
Mhm.
but the rest of us sure as hell don't.
How many languages do you know?
Sorry?
How many languages do you know?
I know 5.
It's like, as long as you got it. Wait, it's a lot for you in school. Or just have
It is a
more
lot for
than
my
I'd
end score.
expect. Interesting.
All right.
I do find it very funny that out of the whole party, it's Lenza and Minerva who know the most languages.
And Jaquan.
Yeah, and
That's
Jaquan.
true. Jaquan's
Right.
even more surprising, although
And he gave up one.
he
That's the
needs
most amazing
he
part.
needs to learn how to ask for a beer in every language just in case.
Now you're thinking.
What is it?
All right.
What?
So what are people doing? Lenza, what are you doing?
Well, if the party's winding down and if people are leaving, then I think I will hop off the roof at this point.
Rash and Jingles, what are you doing?
Well, people are leaving, then I'll retire early as well. I've had my
mean,
fill, I guess.
The
Jorvin?
party's
now.
winding down, so I don't think it's early.
Alright.
It's winding down. It's not particularly early. Jorvin, what are you doing? Jingles?
Falling asleep.
Probably in a macaroni salad, let's say. He's fallen asleep next to Margrave. Not Margrave, Mulgrave. Drinking to Norbin's health. And Kingsley's nearby, snoring and farting away. Alright, Hypatia, what are you doing?
I'm gonna make sure Jaquan hasn't
Cause defense.
caused any incidents.
He hasn't caused any incidents, but he is hoarding a number of bottles of wine. Ones that he hasn't yet started to drink, but he is going to drink them soon. You are aware of that.
Oh, come on, give us one of them. We can, can't go. Don't want to drop them.
Right?
No, we should be merry.
Okay, the party will wind up one way or the other. Unless you were going to do anything out of the ordinary, it will wind up and you can head wherever it is that you wish to head. Put yourselves where you wanted to go.
Yes. Desmond.
Interesting.
Of course, that's where he was going to go. He made a big song and dance about Donegal not being, being at the party.
Mhm.
What about Vash and Jingles? Where are you guys going?
Back to his flight wing.
Yeah.
Same.
I just sleepy sleep.
And Jingles, Bo Bingles will go there as well. All right, we can call it there.
Mm-hmm.
Feel free to send me your MVP.
Good party.
I need to update the macro actually. MVP. Where was the MVP vote?
Yeah.
Vote for MVP. And it was not Auburn, it is Jingles. Okay. Please vote for your MVP. Alright, I think that's all we're going to get because Canto's not going to vote. He'll wake up at 3 a.m. and go, huh, what?
No,
Are you
just
back?
just waking up.
Jingles passed out. Clearly.
Partying too hard.
Indeed. Alright, so just MVP vote. We've already got a winner, but we'll see if it affects runner-up.
Oh, shocking that.
Participate hard, get rewarded hard. Tiny Tim, you've used, because you're still using the wrong.
Yeah, I'm still Jingles.
Because Jingles has the other one, yeah.
Yes, Tiny Tim's player wasn't here tonight.
I was confused. I was trying to match up the party 2 with party 1.
Tiny Tim is Sean's other.
Oh, that's sure. Oh.
That's alright, so let me quickly, if I was to find Jingles and I was to open his character, I can change that macro for you.
Have this party in it.
To this one, so there you go. It's now the right macro.
Ah, there we go.
Okay, so it is a slam dunk. The only person who didn't vote for the person who won was the person who was playing it.
Yeah, shocking that.
Yeah.
That's alright, it happens occasionally. Let me just go and bring up the minor blessings and deal 1 to Minerva and 1 to Hypatia.
Woohoo.
Deal. Alright, as you well aware that Minerva was the runner-up to Hypatia winning.
Yeah, of course.
Alright, GG, we'll finish there. Thank you for that. You managed to have a party.
Yeah,
We didn't kill anyone.
I liked that. That was great. I love social encounters. They're actually
Oh,
they're the best. I know. I like shopping and social encounters. There's something wrong with me, but I love them. Anything could have happened at that party.
Look.
Like that's what you don't understand. When like Castellane was starting to talk, he's like, "We're gonna rip down the like the obelisk and stuff." I'm like, "Wait, do we actually have to do something? This is gonna be really bad if we're like, no, don't rip down the obelisk. We're some guys, and you can totally trust us. We like can't explain any of it. We don't know what's going on, but."
Steamy.
Oof.
That was good. Thank you. All right.
Yastel wasn't there. I thought she'd killed Lashonara and taken his place.
Mm,
Anyway, I was freaking out. So
I was
Very
half
enjoyable.
expecting.
Have we
Yeah,
tested?
turn up.
no, we haven't tested. I know. There's no way to. That's the problem. We don't have abilities that allow us to like find anything out.
Yeah.